Hey guys, good evening everyone. Today is a special episode for our daily stock market insights because first of all, it's already 2:15 in the morning here in Manila, and so we are going to have a pre-open stock market analysis for our November 11 market day. Okay, but of course we are going to evaluate how the market performed for November 10th. And as you all know, we had quite a lot of action in the market today, but we'll expound on that a little more after my intro. Okay, so by the way, if this is your first time to watch my video, I am Miss JD. I review stocks in the Philippine market, and right now I'm also actively reviewing stocks in the US market because there's also there are a lot of good actions and good stocks happening right now or moving right now in the US market. So if you like this type of content and you're also into the stock market, I'm inviting everyone to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you're always updated whenever I have new videos. At the same time, you are very much welcome to drop a comment and request for the stocks you would like me to review. And also, I'd like to take this opportunity to invite everyone that I am now in Patreon. I have a Patreon account, and if you would like to join me in Patreon, this is my page over here. And I also post, I'm very active in posting my picks. And I actually just started last November 9th. And I've been so far very active because there are so many good stocks in both the Philippine and the US market. And so also if you have not tried trading the US market, I'll also put a link to my eToro or to eToro so that you can also create an account then and I can help you. I can guide you on how you could start trading in the US market using that platform. So two things: you can join me in the Patreon account, and I'll guide you every step of the way in your eToro journey. And this is my page over here in Patreon. Okay, and those are just your gift to me for these perks that I can share to you guys. So I have some posts here, right? There you have it. So if you're curious to know, visit me on Patreon account. Okay, so let us get started now. In the Philippine market, I always talk about the index first, and as you can see, we had a good breakout of the resistance today. It was a solid green candlestick, as you can see here. So this was our resistance previously, and we even had a gap up in today's market performance. Is it there? Oops, this should be yellow. Okay, so we broke out of the 6,700 level. This used to be a resistance, as you can see, for several days. In fact, 3 days straight, it was having a difficult time breaking that. And also, if you're to zoom or to look to the left, this used to be a support. So that means this indeed is a key area of focus. Now, how will that impact our stocks in the index? So this index is composed of 30 plus stocks in the Philippine market. So it's just the collective performance of these stocks. And so we are going to go ahead and do a deep dive in most of them. Okay, and this is how we are going to do it. I will first of all here. So these are the highly traded stocks, and there you go. So we can work our way downwards. However, I first would like to also cover the ones that I have on the comment section of my YouTube channel. Just a moment. Right. So we are now in the comment section of my YouTube channel. And thank you, by the way, WikiWix. I remember WikiWix. You were very active in and watching my videos when I was starting. So he said, wow, dami na subs. Parang naalala ko nun pang 25 lang ako. Congrats po, Miss JD. Thank you very much, Wix or WikiWix. Um, I won't read the others because I think these are spam messages. Sai is asking, asan po yung link ng community, ma'am? So the link to the group will be available most likely if I reach probably 10 members in my Patreon account. Because right now I still have very few, so I directly message them and we chat almost every day. So probably when I have around 10, I already added them in the group chat or in the group. But definitely we are going to have a more lively interaction there when we reach 10. Um, so if you want to join the Patreon account or Patreon, the link is also in the description box. Thank you for asking, Sai. And Sai wanted to review Mac MWIDE SEC. Okay, let me add that here. Mac MWIDE SEC. Oh, the MWIDE is and the SEC would be under Jethro James Tumpalan. Yes, definitely I will review that. And Pedro said, nice channel. Oh wow, Bonga. Greg reacted to that post I shared. Okra, Marco, hi po. And, okay, I think I already read this the other day. Okay, let's start. So I already talked about the index. I'd first talk about now because Carlo, I promised Carlo I will review this every day. Okay, so let's first talk about now. Okay, Carlo, because Carlo had a really good entry level here. So I was also mentioning that we're looking at around the 4.02 level to be our support, and I still would like to put it there because at the moment was mentioning to him that this has to break the downtrend channel before we can officially say yes, we are now going to have a continuation to the upside. Because as you can see, each time this stock is reaching that line, there's a descending resistance happening. But this is really showing us some promising outlook here because in the event this goes out of that resistance, then you have a breakout of the downtrend channel and the continuation will happen. At the same time, we also have to be extra careful around the 472 area because we all know that as we go near your MA20 coming from a downtrend, your MA20 can act as a resistance. Okay, and I think he already knows about this because I shared this earlier today. So just watch out. I know you're still on a safe level because your average is really good. Okay, but just if you want to understand whether the continuation is still going to happen or not, I'd say the moment it breaks out of 439 and the nearest resistance is 4.73. Okay, that's our outlook for now. Mac, wow, there was a gap up. Interesting, but the volume is there, right? So paired with the right volume, you broke out of this resistance over here. Actually, the day before that was already a good, like for me, it's a 50-50 because it's not the entire body yet that's outside of the resistance level. And today, I think the volume here was really significant. and so it was supported. There was a follow through in the momentum by today. So I'd say there is still a big chance that it'll continue to move up, although we have no control. I'm a big believer of a stock. How do I change the color of this one? Okay. So I'm okay. See that? So I always believe in that movement of a stock. Okay, when there is a gap up, really it is going to revisit that. There's a big possibility that the price will go back to that, fill that gap, and now it's just a matter of time. It's a question of when. So tomorrow there could be a continuation because there is a foreign buying, right volume, even though we're still at the overbought level, it can happen. Okay, so similar to what happened today, the wick is long. Okay, it's almost 50 cents to 60 cents worth of a drop, and it could also happen that way. It will drop first and then revisit and fill that gap, and then there's a continuation to the upside. But right now, one thing I can say is that this previous resistance over here is now your support. So if, for instance, you still are interested in are a bit conservative, you are on the conservative side, the nearer you are to the 594 or the 6 peso level, that's a good haggle. You're still at a very cheap level at the moment. I can still remember. I forgot who. I did a live before, live stream, and someone was asking me about Mac, and at that time, that was the day or a few days before this dividend. Yeah, and see, imagine that if you're a holder or you're a mid to long term investor, sometimes it pays to wait, especially when you know for a fact that you are on a sideways movement. Because when a stock is on sideways, people are not normally interested at that phase because they don't know when the reversal is going to happen. Sometimes it even would take years. But in this case, good thing that sideways didn't really last for a long time, and we are starting to show some bullish movements here. And let's say you entered right here, that is already around 38%. Plus, of course, your dividend. So imagine that. Now look at the potential of this stock. You're just starting the climb here. Okay, the reversal is just starting to happen, and that is already around that level. Imagine that. Okay, so six peso level is the ideal support at the moment because that was your previous resistance. Okay, still a good area to accumulate volume. MWIDE. MWIDE, it is still at its sideways. We're still on sideways, but like what I mentioned earlier, so if you are just here for long-term investing and mid to long-term investing, we're fast approaching the reversal. Okay, I believe we're very near that, and the reason why I am saying that is look at this. We're just doing sideways here, but your volume in the past 2 days, it's a huge volume over here, and we're just very near support at the MA20 line. So probably I'd say consider this, consider putting this on your watch list because this is bound to reverse anytime soon. Look at that. Okay, so I don't know how long you'd like to sit on this stock, and probably at one point it could go back to this. Just take the time if you're holding on to this stock. Take the time to also be very vigilant on the news that's happening involving this stock. Okay, so 730 is the nearest support that I can see. Anywhere from where it is at right now to 744, it is a good level to check out. SCC. Okay, SCC is okay, giving us some recoveries here. This is now, if you look at it, it is following the uptrend channel. When it dropped, and it dropped, and it is already giving us some um, signs of recovery. Okay, look at that. Each time it drops and touches this line, there's a bounce that's happening. So there is a big chance that and also look at that, we are starting to break your MA20 line. So we just need a good volume. Volume here is so, not that much, not that low, but I see a little, this is a little higher than the previous ones. Okay, so maybe you can also closely monitor that. So the nearer you are to, probably if it fluctuates, much better entry would be 10.96, because we're still respecting that line. Yeah, we're still respecting that line, or 1091. This used to be a resistance. Okay, look at that short-term resistance. It's giving us an ascending triangle right there. Okay, so try out 591 if the market will go back to that level. So that would be a much better entry. SCC. Okay, so far look at that support. So far there is a big also a big potential for this stock. When it dropped, this was the period when the index announced that they are no longer qualified to be part of the index, primarily because of their, if I'm not mistaken, their revenue during the height of our pandemic. Okay, 1091, take note of that. Okay, our RSI is already giving us that increase in the momentum. Interesting, so many stocks that are showing possible signs of recovery. Okay, so now the next stocks that we are going to cover would be these stocks. We'll work our way downwards. These are the most trending stocks from yesterday. Okay, so let us start with BDO. First, okay, let me just mention one stock. So this stock today got halted, and that is because there was this announcement. And before I even started this recording, I was reading the thread in our Instagrams, and guess what? I also, by the way, I'm also in a position here, and the on our ledger it says that the current price of this stock is already at 882. So we don't really know if tomorrow is going to be the resumption of DITO. Okay, so if that happens, we are not really sure if that is just a glitch on the system or that is actually the real score. Otherwise, that's like 50% of 50% increase of where we are right now. So maybe we are going to have a ceiling pay. Not sure yet. But really uh, exciting, and suspense, full of suspense. Day for Dito. Okay, so we'll see. I'm just basing my comments on what I see on my ledger, at the same time the disclosure that happened today. Okay, so let us talk about BDO now. Our BDO, well, we had a gap up at 95.50. It actually reached up to the 98, 93 level, right? Or even 99. And of course, see that this is what I was saying earlier, that when a stock is jumping up, it has a gap up, it normally revisits the gap and closes the gap. And good thing, well, it ended right here, but I will not be surprised if tomorrow it'll first revisit this area. Hopefully it doesn't, but well, if it revisits that, then chances are it will just drop around the 93.41. But this is one of the stocks that I'm not even worried, even if it reached this level. In fact, this was the area where I really became aggressive in adding more volume. So what I can say here is that we are now entering the reversal. Okay, so your previous resistance will eventually become a support, and at this point, I will not be surprised if it will first fill that gap, and then it will continue its uptrend. Definitely for me, I see this stock reversing. Look at that, very very steep drop in the price. This was the time when we had the pandemic. Okay, 93.4 is the nearest support for BDO. C. C over here also had a very interesting increase. This is a solid 24.5% increase. And it was C's day today. And we don't know if it is going to continue by tomorrow for this stock, or it will transfer the increase in Dito. Really hope that Dito will start, uh, yeah, will be activated again by tomorrow. Okay, but so far this is what I see for C. That is the area of support that I'm looking at, and it there might be a possibility that it will first touch that level. So in other words, with the significant increase in the price, there is a chance that it could drop a little bit, probably around the 6 peso area, and then it will continue its uptrend. But we're more on the optimistic side because Dito and C and the third telco, they're all linked together. So more to come in terms of movement for this stock to the upside. Ali also had a solid green today. However, be extra careful. That's an 8.7% increase, and you're also at a resistance area. But then again, you know how bullish the market is right now. Starting with, of course, the vaccine that is, Pfizer announcing that the vaccine they developed is effective by 90%, and they're already on their third phase of the testing. So, and yeah, then it started with US being bouncing and being so bullish yesterday, and there was a reaction in the market today. And I think these good news that are happening left and right, it's just the beginning. So I expect that Ali uh, as well will take advantage of that. This being part of the index, this stock is part of the index. You are now at the resistance area, true, but in the event it goes up and does a gap up when the market opens tomorrow, then chances are, of course, we have a breakout play. There's also a 484 million on buying yesterday. Next is Smph. Smph also had that good move, as you can see. This one is, I'd say, yeah, this is already I'd say it already broke out of that, yeah. Let me just plot the next possible resistance. Let me see a weekly chart here. Okay. So the next resistance is right here. Here, 41. Yeah. This used to be a support. Look at this. This used to be a support, and we already got out of that. We just need for this to hold, because remember, we are still on this candlestick. Okay, so hopefully no sell-off will happen by Friday. That way we can confirm that already it it already broke the resistance level, and that's a breakout. And the next area it will challenge would be the 41 level. Okay, so far, still good. SMPH, see that. Okay, so take note, 34.93 for your support, 41.13 for your resistance. The next stock is JFC. JFC also registered a 58.5 million on foreign buying. And with that, plus of course there's dividend here. I just see it moving to the upside even more tomorrow. And the area where it could potentially experience some challenges would be around the 218 level. So that is what we are looking at. Um, Good job for those people who have entered right here. This was an accumulation stage. There were a lot, I can still remember during this period, there were a lot of people already showing some signs of weakness too, because they're already giving uh, doubts, showing doubts on the stability of JFC as a company. But this stock is again giving us that bullish movement. That it's showing us that it can recover. And with the many establishments now being open, we're already open. Um, that means we will see this soaring even higher and higher. 218, just take note of that. There's a resistance at the 218, so if you want to lock in some profit, maybe you can consider doing that. Otherwise, if you're a long-term investor, just hang in there. There will be some more opportunities for the stock to move higher and higher. All right. The next stock is SM. SM is also at the resistance area, okay? At a solid, but it's a solid green. So what are the chances of this stock breaking out by tomorrow? Interesting. Let me see. Are we in an all-time high? Very close. The all-time high is around 1140. But that is already an area of resistance if you are to consider it, right? 52-week high. It is. Well, it is a 52-week high. So looking forward for the stock to break that 1,100 level. But I've seen this formation before, that when you have a solid green candlestick, you will have a continuation. Chances are, continue that. And what's interesting is, we ended at a resistance, and the moment we break that, then it's a breakout. You have a breakout play there. Okay, so more to come, and watch out for tomorrow for SM. BPI broke out of the resistance as well. This is it. That is your resistance. First of all, the area here, 3 days straight, it was giving us some difficulty right at that area. And if you are to move to the left, there's your resistance. This also acted as a resistance. Do you see that? And now, today, we had one whole candlestick outside of that. So brace yourself. There will be some more movements to the upside here. AC as well. Breakout. Yeah, that is a breakout. So again, if you're a trader and you're still interested in getting in, okay, a trader is someone who buys and sells on the same day, or sometimes a few days. Okay. What I recommend here, given that we have a momentum and anything can happen, so I suggest you make sure you watch the market. But if you're a long-term investor, it's also okay to enter at this point, because number one, it's a breakout, and when there is a breakup, there's a continuation. So just in case at one point there will be profit taking that will happen, that's fine, right? You can add more volume because your outlook is for long term. And what you are interested in finding out is actually the potential of the stock to move higher. And there's still a big potential because at one point the peak reached the 1093 level, and we're just at the 803 area right now. But of course, we cannot deny the fact that it has already uh, increased significantly, and there was just some uh, rest period, and right now we are continuing the uptrend. So this could mean that this is your higher low, and when it pushes the price higher, it will create a higher high. Probably because I'm looking at the possible long term here, because the wave is so long, right? This first wave is so long. Then when it dropped here, and then it will most likely continue and create a higher high. Okay, because this is your higher low, and you have an uptrend. Okay. All right, guys. So I think that is it for now. I stopped at AC. If you'd like me to include your stock in tomorrow's session or episode, please feel free to drop a comment. Let me know your thoughts on my insights today. And once more, I'd like to invite you guys to subscribe to Miss JD and hit the notification bell so you're always updated when I have new videos. And of course, if you want to have a, a more personalized interaction with Miss JD, I'm inviting you to my Patreon account. I also have stock picks here, and when of course we're already a lot of us, if I already have a lot of members, then I will have a live stock analysis only for our friends and partners. And yeah, we'll make this a fun community where we help one another, right? And for now, thank you guys for watching, and good night. Bye bye.